If the Arizona Cardinals signing Malik Willis made no sense to begin with, a report out that he's going to garner $30 million a year on the open market makes it an even bigger nope for me. Let's discuss.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Cardinals, Alex Clancy here. Thanks for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast platform. Sometimes the content gods shine down upon you. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and you've got to find things to talk about, which I always love doing. But sometimes serendipity ensues. So, final segment. Exercise. Would you rather sign Malik Willis or Breece Hall? I know there's some tag issues with Breece Hall, but I want to do it as an exercise. What would the upside be of Malik Willis? Because there is upside, okay? This isn't me saying, oh, absolutely not, putting my foot down, shaking my foot or shaking my fist at a cloud as the old dude, like, no, this will not happen, okay? There is some upside. It's not much, but there is some upside. But first of all, Jordan Schultz tweeted out not an hour ago that what he's getting around the combine, people who he's talking to, it is a, quote, foregone conclusion that Malik Willis will garner $30 million a year on the open market. Let's take a second. Okay, sorry, that was aggressive. I wound up for that. I didn't even mean to. Let's take a second and ask a simple question. Let's ask a very simple Occam's razor question. The simplest answer is usually the answer. Occam's razor. Why? Say it was $20 million. Okay, take the money out of it. Say it was $20 million. Okay? Which is still, I guess that's the lower tier of a bridge starting quarterback. Like a bullseye of a bridge starting quarterback. Not a backup, a bridge starting quarterback. Why? Let's discuss. Jacoby Brissett went 1-11 last year. Valid. Malik Willis showed promise. Watch the tape, man. He started 2 games last year. He was super efficient. He went 9 of 11 in one of those games. Okay? He's an efficient runner. Okay? Okay, so that's the why for that. Oh, he was in Matt LaFleur's system. Okay. Matt LaFleur and Mike LaFleur are brothers. Okay. What else? He's a great leader and a great young man. That's great. I wouldn't question that. Not making sarcasm about that. There's nothing to tell you otherwise. You still didn't answer my question. Why? Why would that validate signing Malik Willis and giving him the keys to the Cardinals for the next year? Well, they're in a transition year anyways. If you don't like them, then you draft a rookie, and then the rookie starts in 2027. Okay, so you're going to pay a guy $45 million a year, or $45 million for 2 years, and if it doesn't work, it's fine. Well, yeah, that's what happens with quarterbacks. Sometimes it works. Look at Justin Fields. Okay. When does the rational sense start to come into play? I completely get that Jacoby was 1-11 last year. Yeah, that's fair. But the same people who say Jacoby Brissett was 1-11 last year, the people who say Jacoby Brissett was 1-11 last year are the same people that say, numbers don't matter. Watch the film on Malik Willis. Watch the film. He's coachable. Throws a good deep ball. Small sample size. He hasn't gotten his shot yet. But Jacoby Brissett 1-11 over 3,000 passing yards in 12 games. Those are just garbage time numbers. It doesn't matter. Numbers don't matter. You don't watch film, bro. Obviously, you have no idea what you're talking about. Numbers can't mean one. Like, you can't get a pass for numbers on one side and then ban rational thought talking about numbers on the other. So I beg the question. It begs the question. Why would they sign Malik Willis? Give me something like that I could hold on to. Give me a rational reason. Here's a fun one. It would be exciting to see what happens. You want to sign me up? Put number 44 in my back? I'll play quarterback. That'd be exciting also. See how many snaps I could live through. Give me one rational reason why Malik Willis should be signed by the Arizona Cardinals. And then now you talk about $30 million a year. If the Cardinals sign Malik Willis $30 million a year, I've said this only a couple times in my going on 16 years in this space. I quit. And this is not a personal attack at all at the young man. This is not anything other than wanting context and substance to something that fans they're just bored. It seems like, oh, you need something exciting. Cool. Buy a dog. Buy a puppy. Go for a hike. The Arizona Cardinals will be plenty exciting next year. I just don't understand. So, okay, so then this now with the price tag, why not bring Kyler Murray back? Like, truly, if it's this much, this is how much money they're going to save if they move off Kyler Murray. So it's like, why not just bring him back? Like, and I'm asking this quite literally this time. It's like, what's the difference? Oh, well, I mean, it's, well, it didn't work for Kyler. Oh, well, he's injured. Malik Willis has started like 6 games in 4 years. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I don't understand why there's so much of this. And listen, he could be great. This isn't the NFL Combine. He's not a rookie. I've never seen such a swell of interest in a guy who was an afterthought for the last 1,400 days. I don't get it. Oh, he throws a beautiful deep ball. So does Jacoby Brissett. Oh, he's efficient. What, he threw the ball 19 times, 11 times in one game, 21 times in another? That's like saying a guy who makes 5 threes a year is more efficient than Steph Curry because his percentage is higher. Give me a break. With all of the needs the Cardinals have. Now, if they had like New England money from last offseason, if they had $100+ million under the cap, we can have a conversation. They may be able to get to 60, which puts them at like 10th this offseason. They're going to have to swim upstream to get anybody of merit, whether it be, one of the guards from Cleveland, Joe Bitonio, Wyatt Teller, bring them both. Who cares? I would spend all my money on that and a pass rusher, draft the rest, and run it back with Jacoby Brissett. You can't say Jacoby Brissett was 1-11 and then say Malik Willis's numbers don't matter. It's talking out of both sides of your mouth. Pick a side. What matters more, numbers or no numbers? So no numbers, that means no experience. It's like, okay, you want to hire a sales guy who has no experience, no background because they have no bad habits? That's fine. You don't do that for a starting quarterback, 1 of 32 in the NFL, because he looks good on tape that if you blink, you'll miss. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. With that said, what are the upsides for Malik Willis? What are the upsides for signing Malik Willis for the Arizona Cardinals? We'll discuss them next. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. I'm not mad, I promise. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by 5-Hour Energy. Welcome to the 5-Hour Energy Flavor Draft with 18 different flavors to choose from, including new options like Confetti Craze, Fruity Rainbow, or Cotton Candy. There's something for everyone. The board is set. The flavors are ready, and I've got my number 1 pick for the 5-Hour Energy Flavor Draft. So number 1 for me is always watermelon. Always, always, always. It's a mixture of sweet, but not too sweet. It's got that punch. It's crisp. It's not too sugary. And listen, we all love eating watermelon on a hot summer day growing up. Even in the winter, I eat watermelon all the time. And it's a perfect go-to. Now, you want to get weird? You want to go sleeper? Confetti Craze. It's like funfetti cake in a 5-Hour Energy shot. Try it. You will not be upset. Find your new favorite flavor of 5-Hour Energy shots available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals, hit that subscribe button. You know what to do. Didn't do a 4:00 show yesterday. I will be back today. Was on location a bit yesterday. So I hope you enjoyed the Cardinal Squad show. For those that watched, check it out. We had a really good show yesterday. Really good show. Jamil and Ben brought it yesterday. I just kind of float, not very good at this. I let those guys carry me. The upsides of Malik Willis. It's exciting. He would inject excitement into State Farm Stadium come week 1 of 2026. We don't know what that excitement will lead to, but it would be exciting. Okay? Tangible? No. All in the feels, watching football? Yeah. To me, I get excited watching football all the time. I don't need to infuse an unknown entity, skill level-wise, into the Arizona Cardinals that are so wildly fragile. I've talked about this over the years. The Arizona Cardinals are an elephant walking on a sheet of ice, and we never know how thick the ice is. Ever. It's pretty thin right now. With Malik Willis, it would go back to question mark. We don't know if you take one step, you can walk a mile. We don't know. It's exciting. Okay. Number 2, the leadership qualities are there at a young age. So it would be Jalen Hurtsy. Now it's kind of frayed in Philly, I guess. I don't know if that was an A.J. Brown-led thing, but now the reports out that people don't really lean in too much to Jalen Hurts as a leader. But early on, he was. When they were winning and stuff, it's funny what happens to people when you stop winning. They won 10 games this year, 11 games. He's got that leadership. Bryce Young had it already. He has it immediately in Carolina. So you've got that. And he's got a unique skill set. Okay. So my pushback with that is Michael LaFleur's never worked with a quarterback like that. It's not what his avatar is. Worked with Jimmy G, worked with Matt Stafford, and he worked with Jacoby Brissett. Rinse and repeat. He can run an offense and call an offense with a guy who's 6'3". We know that. Malik Willis' skill set doesn't lend to that. He's 6'1", which means probably 6 feet. And I watched some film from last year. Because I do research for this show, believe it or not. Kevin McKenna, you're not the only one who does research for this show. Read 1, read 2, run. Good luck selling that to Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, and Marvin Harrison Jr. The upside of that, though, is that the run game would become prominent again. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if it's tough because with Michael, let's put it this way. Sean McVay and Matt LaFleur run very different versions of the same sourdough starter that Mike Shanahan started. Okay. Sean McVay, it seems like they run 95 plays a game. It's the wildest thing. You look at the box score at the end. Oh, what? Kyron Williams, 22 touches or whatever. Now this year, 19 touches. Blake Corum, 8 touches. And then Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua have 13 targets each. It's like, how do you... Colby Parkinson has 8 targets. It's like, how do you run so many plays? So in that light, if we see Mike LaFleur rubbed off from Sean McVay, a Malik Willis thing could work. A Malik Willis fitting could work, where you can run the ball, 25 times and throw the ball 25 or 30 times, 35 times. But again, Malik Willis doesn't have that volume in him. We haven't seen it. Yeah, but he could. Watch the film. I don't want to. I want to know a proven entity if you're going to pay somebody between $20 and $30 million a year. Justin Fields started so many games. Yeah, but Malik Willis could be the next Sam Darnold or the next Baker Mayfield. Both of those guys started seasons worth of games. Malik Willis has started, 5 games in 4 years? 6? Woo! We're talking about the biggest what if for $30 million we've seen in a long time. Sam Darnold got $10 million from Minnesota. The upsides, If it works, you got pennies on the dollar for your next quarterback. You don't have to draft one in 2027. You could trade back, get a whole bunch of picks if you're in the top 10, whatever it is. The upside is that he's not Jacoby Brissett. Well, if that's an upside, then why would you say start Jacoby Brissett? See example one. It would be more exciting for people. I don't know why. I just don't. Why Jacoby Brissett gets blamed for the 11 losses last year. Look at his numbers. Look at his numbers, the amount of times he had to throw. Now, I'm not saying that any winning organization would have to have the quarterback throw that many times. Naturally, those numbers would crater in summers, hopefully by 30%. If you're able to run for more than 45 yards a game on 20 carries, including Jacoby Brissett scamper 1 for 16, which is pretty much what we saw for the majority of the season after the bye. So again, this isn't a knock on the young man at all, personally. I just don't understand why Cardinals fans are so thirsty for exciting that rational thought goes out the window. Now, I love disagreeing with people. I love agreeing with people. I love, if you believe that Malik Willis is the guy, that's great. Let's have a conversation about it. I love it. That's what this whole forum's for. That's why Locked On started. To continue conversations as if we're sitting around a table, having a beer or soda, talking about sports. Convince me. If somebody convinces me, I've changed my opinions, not all the time. I change my opinions. New information comes to light. In the parlance of our times. But I can see through the trees and there's no forest. It's not that I'm looking too closely at it, in my opinion. It's not that, I don't understand that the small sample size could be something good, but the proof of concept is kind of a fallacy at times because it's like, well, what do you need to see to sign a guy like this? Just some sort of production. He was efficient, 9 for 11 in one of the games this year. It's not efficient. That's some guy going 5 for 5 from 3, and people saying he's a better three-point shooter than Steph, who shoots 43% from 3 and shoots hundreds and hundreds more. It's not the same. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Now, let's get Looney Tunes for about 7 or 8 minutes. Shall we? Would you rather have Malik Willis or Breece Hall? I'll discuss why I brought this up, because I want to torture you all. No, next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by Home Chef. As the new year gets going, a lot of people are trying to simplify their routines, and dinner's a big one. Between busy workdays, cold winter nights, and packed schedules, having an easy, reliable dinner plan makes a huge difference, and that's where Home Chef comes in. Home Chef takes the stress out of the cooking by delivering fresh, pre-portioned ingredients right to your door with easy-to-follow recipes that actually taste great. They're rated #1 by users of other meal kits for quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. And it's easy to see why. Meals come ready to fit your schedule. 30-minute recipes, oven-ready trays, or quick lunches. Over 30 weekly options, including family-sized meals and different dietary choices. Recipes are simple, but feel elevated, even restaurant quality, with dishes co-created by chefs like Gordon Ramsay. And everything arrived pre-portioned, so there's less prep, less mess, and no wasted food. Save time and money. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries. And for a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 50% off your first box, free shipping, and free dessert for life. Just go to homechef.com/lockedon. That's homechef.com/lockedon for 50% off your first box, free shipping, and free dessert for life. Must be an active subscriber to receive the free dessert. YouTube channel, subscribe, notifications, big dumb face. Malik Willis or Breece Hall? Getting ahead of this, there's caveats to both. Now, the caveat for Breece Hall came yesterday, where multiple reports, I think it was Rich Cremini, the Jets longtime guy, or Brian Costello, one of the two guys, said that they're going to transition or franchise tag Breece, and it was double down saying that he's going nowhere. I'll believe it when I see it. And for my new Dynasty League, where I've absorbed Braylon Allen as a team that I took over, would be very happy if Breece Hall went elsewhere. I digress. Or Malik Willis, who's going to get $30 million a year. So both of these, I would assume, are well out of range. But let's just close our eyes together. You do it. I have to keep my eyes open because I got to. Breece Hall, Trey Benson, Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael LaFleur, Nathaniel Hackett. Aaron Jones went bonkers in Green Bay with Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, could be fun. That's the excitement I would do. And listen, I completely understand. The lunacy where it's like, no, you're not going to spend money on a running back. What are you doing? They need right tackle help. They need right guard. They need left guard help. They need pass rush help. They probably need cornerback help. They need safety help. They probably need an off-ball backer if they let ADG go. Oh, I know. It'd be fun, though. It'd be fun. He just hasn't been in an offense where there's been a quarterback. So it's difficult for a home run guy. Like, they said the same thing about Saquon coming out of college, not because obviously Saquon went top 3, but like the question was, were his yards per game going to be good enough? Because he was a home run threat at Penn State. And that's what Breece Hall was at Iowa State. And we've seen Breece go crazy with long chunk gains. They just haven't had any sort of semblance of an offense. That won't be an issue. I can guarantee that this offense will be better than whatever the Jets were doing the last couple of years. Well, Michael LaFleur was there in 2021. Not recently. I would take Breece Hall. Because that immediately levels up Jacoby Brissett. Immediately. So not only do you have to worry about the deep ball with this team, with the Cardinals team, you then have to worry about Breece Hall out of the backfield, Trey Benson out of the backfield, assuming James Conner's played his last snap as an Arizona Cardinal. We don't know. I don't know if you want to have 3 guys on there. He's going to be making some cheese. He'd be a cap casualty, whatever. But again, far-fetched, of course. But if you had to pick one, I'd rather Breece Hall. Breece Hall is a significantly more established entity, and he'd be making far less. I know quarterbacks make far more. I get the pay scale. But think about that. Breece Hall, Trey Benson, Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. Bring in the best guard you can bring in on either side of the center. Draft a right tackle. Bring in a pass rusher. Draft. Boom. People stay healthy. Cardinals can surprise some people. I think this is the biggest delineation between the two. This is the biggest separator. Breece Hall can be that home run game changer. Malik Willis can't be a home run game changer. That significantly higher probability than Jacoby Brissett. Like, I'd rather have Jacoby Brissett and Breece Hall than Malik Willis and Trey Benson, and if they draft a back or if they, sign Rico Dowd, whatever. It's going to be somebody. I'd much rather the former. It's the Jonathan Taylor effect in Indy. When it was Joe Flacco, Jonathan Taylor thrived. When it was Anthony Richardson, he didn't. So, which guy makes the Cardinals better in 2026? Breece Hall. And I don't think it's particularly close. I'm going to be doing a conversation, lack of a better phrase, of the 3 names that were brought up, or 2 names that were brought up by Monty Ossenfort during his introductory press conference at the Combine yesterday. Paris Johnson Jr. and Michael Wilson. Do you extend them both this offseason? Do you throw Garrett Williams in there? Do you wait? I'm going to do that breakdown on the second show this afternoon. But I wanted to do this as just a fun exercise to give my thoughts on the gap in the plot of why people are getting so excited to sign Malik. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Watch the film. Okay, I'll do that. I did that. Where are the numbers? Well, he was efficient. Okay, he threw the ball 32 times in his 2 starts. Jacoby Brissett, does that by the third quarter. Well, Jacoby Brissett was 1-11. Garbage time numbers. Okay. So we're going to ignore numbers on one and say that they don't matter. And we're going to ignore numbers on the other and say it doesn't matter because he was efficient and because he's coachable. What are we doing here, guys? It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals, hit that subscribe button, man. You know the drill. Remember, without you, there is no me. I'll talk to you this afternoon.